don't even know where to begin with this video. Should we just start where it all began? Let's do this. I'm not someone that's like, oh my god, salads. Well, I do love salads. That was a bad example. I am a chocolate lover. I am an ice cream lover. I'm a sweets lover. I lost 35 pounds in college. Crazy. I just wanted to start and preface this preface this video by saying that I do not have like an educational background in nutrition or exercise or health or losing weight or anything. This is kind of just my personal experience on how like I lost so much weight in college, and it may not work for you. This was just what I have found to be most effective in my life and like my experience. And I know I love watching people's videos about like their health journey or health goals and how they went about obtaining it. I used to watch so many of them. This is just like my story, my experience. Everyone's is different, everyone's journey is different, but I never have really talked about this on YouTube or anything. I talk with my friends, and obviously like you can tell the difference in my before and after and whatnot, but I don't know why I haven't done it, because I like am really into it, and now it's kind of like a big part of my life and I value it a lot, my health and just bettering myself. Let's get started on how I lost 35 pounds in college. Crazy. I was never unhealthy or overweight or anything. It was kind of just like a personal thing of I didn't feel the best in the way I looked, and I knew I could be healthier, and in turn by being healthier it would just make me achieve the body goals that I wanted to have. And so like growing up I was super duper athletic. I played sports all the time, and then I got diagnosed with a heart condition that prevents me from working out. So without working out, it's kind of very difficult for me, or it was very difficult for me to still stay very fit, because I was like, okay, I'm not allowed to run, I'm not allowed to exercise, I'm not allowed to do anything. How am I going to like burn calories and lose weight? When I stopped playing sports sophomore year of high school, from sophomore year of high school to sophomore year of college, my body kind of stayed the same, but I just lost all my muscles. So I went from being like very toned and just like fit to just kind of being there. I didn't really have muscles or anything anymore. For me personally, last year then I was like, ugh, I need to change this. I don't like the way I look anymore. It was just a personal thing. I was still completely healthy, like number on scale didn't matter. My doctors weren't concerned. Nobody was concerned about me. It was just me realizing that I didn't look the way I did when I was like younger and athletic, and that's perfectly fine. Obviously, as you get older, you're not going to. But for me, I was just like, I want to do this for myself. So on January 1st, I set like a New Year's resolution of, okay, I'm going to eat really healthy and I'm going to lose weight. And my original goal was just 20 pounds. And usually like New Year's resolutions, I am so bad at sticking to, and I'm sure like everyone else is like, you're really motivated for the first week and then you're like, whatever, and you just forget about it. So I was obviously home on January 1st. I was there until the 20th. I always think of it as like when I'm home, it's very easy for me to stick to my plans and my goals, and then when I get to school, it gets thrown off track. When I was home for those first 3 weeks, I was so focused on just eating healthy and getting a control of that, and then hopefully continuing it over once I got back to school. Literally the first 3 weeks being home, I lost probably like 10 pounds, which was an awesome start. And I was like, yay, like I can do this. I know I can. I just have to continue it when I go back to school. So how did I do this, and what did I do, and what did I exactly change, I guess you could say? I know with like losing weight and just like having a healthier lifestyle, it's more about what you eat rather than like the exercise, which for me is perfect because I'm not allowed to exercise. So for those first like 3 weeks, and honestly like 4 months of it, I just focused on what I ate. I didn't work out. Maybe like once a week I would be like really feeling myself and be like, I'm gonna go on a long walk, because that's really all I can do. But I just focused on what I ate because that's all I had control over. I couldn't go to the gym, I couldn't work out, I couldn't do things. So my way of achieving my goals was through my relationship with food rather than my relationship with working out and doing physical exercise. I used to be the kind of person that would just kind of eat anything, didn't really think about it, ate anything. I used to have like a bowl of cereal, and then I'd have a sandwich for lunch, and then like snacks throughout the day, and like dinner, and then I'd eat ice cream at night, and then if I went out I would go and have a burrito, and just not care about what I ate or care about what I put into my body. I didn't really put in fruits and vegetables at all. It was not a thing that was going into my body, just because growing up being so athletic, I didn't think twice about what I was eating, because I could go and have like 4 burgers, chicken fingers, milkshakes and stuff, and then go burn it all off and it would be perfectly fine. But I prioritized being more conscious of what I was going to eat, and for me, the most effective way for me to get like a grasp and understanding on what I was putting into my body and how to make it so that I would lose weight while watching what I was eating was through using Weight Watchers. I'm not good with understanding like the nutritional things of food, and like counting calories just never really worked for me. I didn't think that was like a good way to go about like trying to be healthy or like losing weight, and I just like macros and micros, don't understand that. that was like a dead end for me. I started using Weight Watchers, and how Weight Watchers works is it's a point system where everything has assigned like a certain value of points, and you're assigned depending on like your weight, your height, your age, your gender, and what your weight loss goal is, how many points you should eat a day. So for me, it was 21 points I was allowed a day. And to put it into perspective, for example, fruits and vegetables are 0 points, chicken 0 points. If you wanted like 3 ounces of beef or something, it's like 4 points. Pasta is 6 points. Pudding is like 2 points. Whipped cream is like a point for 2 tablespoons. What else? Chicken dumplings from Trader Joe's is like 6 points, and gnocchi is 4 points. Everything just has assigned a numerical value, and what happens is you go on the Weight Watchers app. It has a barcode scanner, and you can go up to any food in the grocery store and just scan it, and it gives you how many points it is, which is so nice, and just like I love it. It's my favorite like app ever. So that's what I did. I started using Weight Watchers in the beginning of January, and I stuck to it really strictly and ate 21 points a day when I was home. And then when I was going to school and I was like 10 pounds down, I was like, okay, like I'm gonna try to stick to this. And it is a lot harder when you go out to eat, because obviously at restaurants you can't put in every single restaurant's food and it gives you points. Like some places it will. If you go to In-N-Out, Weight Watchers has that on the app, and like a burger is like 11 points or something from In-N-Out. My like goal was to try to not eat out as more. I feel like for me, when I go out and eat all the time, not only is it kind of like useless and like expensive, it is way more unhealthy. And so I was a bit afraid of that when I went back to college, because I was like, oh, I always go out to eat with my friends. I kind of just reduced the amount of times that I went out to eat with my friends and kind of just like cooked more food at home. Yeah, I just like reduced going out, because when I went out to eat, I just felt so gross. If I was going out for like breakfast, lunch, and dinner in college, it was just so many calories, so many points, and just made me feel like and unhealthy. And obviously I still go out to eat like every once in a while, but I just reduced the amount that I went out to eat, because that has just helped me a lot throughout my like journey and saved me so much money. I stuck to Weight Watchers like really strictly all of January, February, and March, and then I went home for quarantine. And when I was back in quarantine, it kind of just gave me all the time in the world to focus on myself some more and not have the distractions of school. So I stayed on Weight Watchers, and then I started just going on walks. During quarantine, walked every single day, basically 5 to 10 miles with my mom. And then sometimes like every other day we would go on like a 10 to 15 mile bike ride. So starting in like March through August, I really started implementing like walking and bike riding a lot. So once again, not really high exercise levels were occurring in my life or anything, but I did continue doing Weight Watchers and like implementing some exercise into it. And I was still like continuously losing weight at like 1 to 2 pounds a week, maybe 2 pounds a week, sometimes more. But what got really frustrating as time went on is like obviously in the beginning of like January, I lost so much weight immediately, because I had such a quick and drastic change in my life where I went from eating anything I wanted to these like set number of 21 points. So it was so easy for me to lose weight at first, and then once I lost like, I think it was at like 20 pounds, it started getting harder to like lose more and more, which makes sense because your body is supposed to be at a set weight basically for like your height and age and everything, and if you push it too far, like that's gonna be really hard to achieve that and just not healthy in general. So once I start getting to the point of weight where like I should be, it starts slowing down how like much weight I lost in a short period of time, which like it was difficult, and it is frustrating when you're like putting in work or eating healthy and you're not seeing like changes and whatnot. It can be really frustrating. The most important lesson I've learned throughout this whole entire journey is like stay consistent and results will come. It may not be in a week, it may not be in 2 weeks, but as time goes on, if you stay consistent with your goals, you will see such a drastic change in your body if you're making changes to like your health and everything. Another thing that I did also that I really like and realized, especially being in college, was when you're in college, your days are really long. Like they go late into the night, and I would eat dinner at like 6 o'clock, and then I would eat dinner like after I went out, and then I'd keep eating when I got home, and it'd be like 4 in the morning and I was like still eating, and I was like, why? Like I'm not hungry, I'm just eating to eat. It was kind of like a social thing. I kind of told myself I want to stop eating past 8 o'clock, because realistically I'm not hungry, I'm just eating to eat at that point. And so every once in a while, if someone texts me at like 9 o'clock and is like, yo, wanna go get ice cream? I'm like, yeah, sure, of course. But for the most part, I try to stop eating every night at 8 o'clock. It just makes me feel better. I don't know, it's just a personal thing. It's kind of like intermediate fasting, but it's not really, because it's not like, I guess you could consider it intermediate fasting. Maybe. I never really considered it like that. But for me personally, I just like to stop eating once it hits 8 o'clock at night, because I don't need the food, I just want the food. And that has helped me, I think, a lot, because I don't just like binge in the night and like bored eat. So that's what I've been like trying to really focus on, is only eating when I'm hungry and when I should eat rather than when I just want to eat. So as I was saying, in March when I started to like go on walks and bike rides more, I kind of continued that throughout the whole entire summer. And then recently, as of a month ago, yeah, it's been a month, I started doing like bar classes, which has been really nice because it's kind of like regained some muscle for me. So at first my like goal was just like lose a lot of weight to then put muscle on top of it, because I didn't want to gain muscle on top of the fat. So I wanted to break down the fat, get rid of the fat, and then gain muscle. But I personally just don't like muscles. That's a weird sentence. I personally, for me and like my body type and whatnot, just wanted like a toned like lean body. So for me, I've started doing bar classes to help get like the long lean like look. So that has been a really effective like form of exercise for me to go about like getting this body type, especially for me with my heart, how I can't do like high intensity workouts. Bar has been like the perfect workout platform for me to use to go about achieving the body look that I want. So that's been really awesome. I do it through a studio virtually in San Diego, and I still incorporate walks, but now I can go on walks with my friends that I'm in school, so that's really awesome. And I just kind of always prioritize like walking instead of taking the elevator or like parking a little bit further away to walk. There's such little changes that you can make in your life that can make such a big difference. Going off of the idea of making little changes in your life that can result in big differences is finding healthy food substitutes. So for example, instead of eating pasta all the time now, I have cauliflower and gnocchi, and instead of eating Nutella, I have chocolate hummus. So finding healthier food options for foods that you love is so exciting, because you still get to enjoy the foods that you love, but they're just healthier versions of it, and 99% of the time they taste exactly the same. Putting the extra work in through small activities will make a big difference in the end. And with Weight Watchers, what I love is, I kind of did a really bad job explaining it now that I think about it, but with Weight Watchers, what I love is that you can eat anything you want, but it's just like in proportion. You can have a cupcake, you can have ice cream, you can eat pasta, you can eat whatever you want, but just balance it out then with other things that you don't go over your points. I'm not someone that's like, oh my god, salads. Well, I do love salads, that was a bad example, but I'm not someone that's like in love with healthy food. Like, I am a chocolate lover, I am an ice cream lover, I'm a sweets lover, and that's what I always thought was going to prevent me from like losing weight and living a healthy lifestyle, is how I'm obsessed with sweets and bad foods for you. And I was always like, I'll never stop eating that, and that has been proved totally wrong to me. I still eat chocolate, I still eat ice cream, I still eat burgers and milkshakes, but I just balance it out with everything else that I'm eating. And with Weight Watchers, it gives you like the opportunity to have chocolate chips and not hit your points. Like, you just have to be very strategic with your points and like what you eat. I love it. It's just awesome, because I was always so stuck on the idea of like, I'm not taking chocolate chips out of my life, but I do want to lose weight. How am I going to do that if I'm obsessed with chocolate? And I've found a way to do that, and I still love chocolate and have lost so much weight. So that's been sweet chill vibes. I also didn't really plan out this video, and maybe it's showing with how discombobulated it is. With all that being said though, I just want to say that like, everyone's experience is their own. You can go about it in a plethora of different ways. This was just what I found to be most helpful. I've been going on this little like health kick grind thing for 11 months now. Whoa, crazy, almost a year. Stay consistent and motivated. I never thought I would like stick to this plan and see such a change in my life and like drop down clothes sizes and just look like this and just change my life, I guess you could say, because I never thought I could stay like dedicated to that goal for like an extended period of time. But here we are 11 months later. Anything is possible if you put your mind to it, which is so cool and so exciting. And like, I know for me, by making all these changes in my life, yeah, I've lost weight, I've dropped clothes sizes, whatever, but I also just feel like so much happier and lighter and energetic and just like go go go. Like, moral of the story, just happier, and it's just so exciting and so cool. And I think that by like telling people your goals and speaking it out loud into existence, it makes it like more of a reality. So like with me, I was so adamant on telling my mom, like, force me, like help me stay on track with this, like don't let me eat this. And that has helped me so much, because like having people around me be aware of my goals and like keep me on track has gotten me to the point where I am now. And I'm like so grateful to like have people in my life that are like supportive and hype me up and like understand the like goals and mission that I'm working towards. Obviously this is like an ongoing thing that's now like a part of my life, just like trying to eat healthy and make healthier decisions and whatnot. And it's been super chill and dope and swag and fun for the past 11 months, so hopefully I'm gonna keep doing that, doing good, treating my body right, loving it. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you liked it, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And yeah, bye.